high. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
I've been getting out of bed these past few days. Think it's fair to be proud about it. I've quit ordering from all those fast food chains. I'm feeling better, there's no doubt about it. And my days are brighter, my shoulders are so much lighter. Just for a moment there, I thought that there was nothing more to life. I thought about it, wrote a couple songs about it. Just for a moment there, I lost myself. Mind if I be real for a minute? It's almost like everything I feel had a limit. It now gone past. Finding reasons to smile and to laugh, and whenever it's a bad day, music is my band-aid. all the lights. Spent an hour with my memories, and then I realized it's not all black and white. Like I was colorblind, but mentally, yeah. Now my days are brighter, just no longer feeling tired. I don't wear my PJs every day, 'cause I would rather be outside. I thought about it, wrote a couple songs about it. Just for a moment there, I lost myself. Music is my band. Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. a superhero.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me.
Sometimes I'm selfish, get jealous. I feel a little helpless. My whole world has shifted again. You made a promise, I kept it. Now I'm second guessing. My whole world has shifted again. Now I drive back to an empty home, and it's setting in. Now that your things are gone, what have I done? Was everything worth this? I guess I deserve this. Why do I run whenever I'm hurting? I guess I'm still learning how to run. What have I
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Eat faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah.
but my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous 'cause I broke all their cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty.
We gon' turn the crib into a club like Hennessy and Buddha screaming thug life. Get it, baby, you know I'm the plug, right? Fucking got a feeling that it's gonna be a long night. Whoa, everything I touch turn gold. Need no introduction, 'cause they know Brit and Mo, I hit the lotto, my motto. Roll up gelato and throttle a couple models staccato who fucking brought up the bottles. I'm gone ham. This ain't even luck, all planned. Y'all know who the fucks I am. Burning bucks, smoke bands. Always been the MO since the start of this, and now I'm on a mission like I'm Artemis. Hey, we gon' turn the crib into a club like Hennessy and Buddha screaming thug life. Get it, baby, you know I'm the plug, right? Fucking got a feeling that it's gonna be a long night.
You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption. stopped asking for forgiveness. Cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption.
One's a company, two's a crowd, three's a party coming, move around like the first rush when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down. Enjoy the ride, get some pillows in the Chevy. It's like a darling, loaded and heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to fire. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. It won't be over till the fat lady sings. I owe you a trip cause me and you, we got a thing. My sunshine state, hair curly like a string. Just a big ol' ooh, smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. It's like a darling, loaded and heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to fire. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. Самолет несет меня, будто в кулаке зажав великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Самолет несет меня, большой стальной великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to fire. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology.
Day breaks and I'm burned by the morning light. I make the same mistake more than twice. Same song, but brand new dance. I wear out my third second chance. You take my breath and I can't get it back. Might be face the facts, the best me is with you, but I know I got a lot to prove. They think we're too damaged to fix, but we're just working through a little rust. They like to say we're just young, but I know we won't give this up. Sometimes I lose my mind, and some days it's hard to find the reason why you stay by my side. You and I break our hearts open in half just to see if we'll put them back. No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and I. It's you and Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the end so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the
Step
street.
back, has to take a deep breath, has to see big pictures. Don't let the emotions get the best of you. You can ask Dan, you can ask Apex, hey, how did that go in the first few months? Mega struggle city. He had to figure that out. He had to calm down as well. So Woxic, that is going to be a test because he has Chopper against him, who's way more tenured in that role.
That's a great point. Woxic was understudy to a lot of great IGLs, right? Like
He
Harrigan,
was.
who
He's
he
played
credits
with
for
some
that as well.
of the great.
And we've got Dust too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
You're not surprised, are you?
I'm
Gasping
not
noise.
surprised.
Why not?
I think they both liked it. I don't see any reason for either team to veto it. But I think this could be a very, very interesting match because it's all about what we were saying, that high pressure moments from Eternal Fire. Can Spirit build that CT economy to punish their fast-paced play of Eternal Fire?
It's going to be such a fast game. It is going to be so fast.
Is it going to be key for Eternal Fire to sometimes slow it down? Because sometimes I see Imor, who's a great player, and he just dry peaks and he doesn't even wide swing it, and I'm like, what? This is crazy.
That's the flip side of having these
But
kinds
it's
of
fun.
players.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, selfishly,
For us,
it's
it's
amazing to
fun.
watch.
Yeah.
Now, for them, of course, that can be a liability. You just go back to that game against Bad News Eagle and the 4v2 that they lose to round 16, and that tells you the story. It's great to have crazy players. I mean, we haven't even touched on Zentaris, which is an absolute machine, obviously highest rated player, but you also have to be able to rein in, just slow down a little bit and close the rounds that you're supposed to. That comes with experience, but hell, they should have the experience. I'm sorry, Eternal Fire is the most experienced team. If you look at the Woxic, Calix, Zentaris trio, they should know how to handle it.
I'm glad you called that out because I feel like we kind of put the stamp of like a puggy team, whatever on it, but they're not rookies and they are able to form a plan. Final thoughts, who is going to take this one and why?
I'm not really sure. I have my hand on maybe Spirit, but that's really where I am. I think it's a really hard prediction to make. For me, the key moments in the game is going to be that mid control on Dust 2. Spirit like to play very aggressive, short and mid, and let's see that clash of styles kind of in that mid section.
Spirit as well. I have Spirit because of Dexter and because of Patsy. I do believe that in the sniper department, they have an edge. Dust 2 is a map that really plays into that strength, so I have Spirit win this.
Super important game. You could move to 2-1 or you could fall down 2-1 and 2. Let's get into our first game of the day with our wonderful casters.
Oh, those guys. I feel like it's set the bar way too high because then it just cuts back to us and it's like, oh, here we are. Just two dudes.
Crouch down, I'll get on your shoulders, Harry.
All right, go on. No. I don't think we can do it with the cables on. But Hugo, man, we have a bit of a banging matchup here today, right? First, I kind of want to home in on Eternal Fire to open up. I think it's a really good place to start. That Renegades game yesterday, these guys just absolutely beat Renegades down. It wasn't even close. And I think the most notable thing was Xantares and Xfloud. Firstly, Xantares for the utility usage, for the fact that it feels like he's really worked on some nerdy nades, man. Yes. Like, even back in the big days, back when you had, like, all these incredible nade protocols, Xantares wasn't necessarily the name that, like, sprung to mind to be the guy doing that damage, but it looked like he had, shades of big in him in that Vertigo game. And then Xfloud has been a real pillar of this team, who's even been able to stand the test of time here on LAN at the major. So, I want to kind of home in on those two. Things get pretty interesting then when we look at AWPers. I think in this bout, Woxic versus Dexter, if this was like the Woxic of old, if this was the guy who was hyper-aggressive, I think we could have some pretty insane matchup. But honestly, it feels like Woxic's tried to make himself a little more consistent, kind of more like a backbone player of the team. You don't really see him going for these like super flashy, flary plays anymore. And so I think in that respect, Dexter could have the edge. But man, I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on like Spirit and how and who to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, this is super exciting to see Spirit do well, especially considering we've had a couple of CIS teams come in and cause a bit of a ruckus, right? Falls at 2-0, taking on Vitality later at a BO3 to go to the Legends stage. But Spirit, that other team, right, on the docket, and obviously majors, CIS squads, these are always where, players like Chopper on your screens, the guy who originally got Vegas Squadron with those fast B rushes, with those Mac 10 buys, deep in majors before, in majors gone by. Like, I don't know, major diff, man. It's something for CIS teams. It's something that we expect with outsiders as well. I think it's a really, really cool time to have so many competitive teams. Who, I don't think we were expecting Forza and Spirit to come in and look this good, but man, they've stepped up to the plate, and yeah, absolutely favorites in this game. Going back to AWPing, I definitely agree. I think Dexter has the upper hand. Not only has Woxer kind of slowed down in terms of being an opening player and being a flashy guy, but also, yeah, it's kind of harder to focus on your crosshair or your scope when you're micromanaging, looking at the minimap, calling T-sides. I mean, those things are a lot more difficult.
That was something they even kind of spoke about on the desk, right? Was the idea that Woxic literally said, like, oh yeah, it does get a little bit tricky, like when I'm scoped in all the time to try and remember like what's happening across the map. Yeah, I think it kind of comes with the territory almost, right? Of not wanting to be the guy like making these like crazy plays, while you're also the one trying to rein in the rest of your team and stay on top of everything in terms of the micro. But I got to say, he has impressed me in terms of his calling, honestly, Woxic.
Yeah.
And Maniac brought it up on the desk. It's something you and I were talking about back at the RMRs. This idea that Woxic is trying to embark on almost like the apex route of reinventing himself as an IGL. And I think it's honestly, in the long run, it's going to help him a lot. Just kind of up his stock, give him like a new perspective on how to think about the game, how to approach the game as a whole. Like I said, we bumped into him in the elevator the other day. He said that they just been practicing all day. Then they had an official like that night as well to play.
I mean,
they're really on the grind right now, as it were. Our Eternal Fire.
Yeah, even at the beginning of this team, the in-game leading role was kind of moving all over the place, right? Like Xantares trying it, and it didn't really work out. And hey, now that Woxic's in that field, and Xantares is freed up to frag out. What I think is so exciting is obviously it's not Xantares' first time, going to a major, but for players like xFlab, for players like Emor, these young guys, if that is the case for them. xFlab, we look at him as like the young gun on this team, and he's certainly good. But what I think is so interesting is Emor, who was always left, right as that sixth man. Maybe he would be in Space Soldiers.
Always on like the edges,
always on the cusp. And I look at him now and I think like, oh, this guy's an older guy. No, he's really not. He's just a couple of years older than xFlab. He's in his early 20s. So this guy was always on the edge as well, and that's why it's so exciting to not only see these guys at their first major, but to see them perform, especially when you hype up Xantares from that Renegades game yesterday. He played great. Over on B, xFlab was a rock. He never gave it up. He never went down. His KD was immaculate at 5.0 KD.
And for a B anchor, that's
so
impressive.
Yeah, incredible.
Then we kind of talk about young guns on the other side of things.
Yes.
There's plenty to choose from.
Where do these young CIS talents keep coming from,
dude?
Harry?
It's kind of wild. So for a while back when Mir was in the team, they would do this thing where they would try to integrate Patsy in some way, but he never really felt like he slotted in. It felt like a bit of a downgrade at the time. Then obviously, we have this kind of restructuring of Spirit, and he's been brought back in along with Siren. They've kind of promoted some of these academy guys that they had in the in the roster there. And honestly, they've really impressed me. Patsy especially, just because I think it's really night and day from when he first came into this team in the first few attempts that we would see to now. He's actually become like one of these kind of core backbone players of the squad who can put up these massive performances. And considering for the longest time, when you kind of looked at young, promising players within this team who felt like they were going to do that, you were looking at Magix, really. And I think the fact that Patsy's even risen to that level and is looking to go above it is a testament to how much effort he's been putting in. But let's get into this one, right? It's a little bit of dust too. Didn't even have time to talk about our opinions on the veto in this. But I got to say, I think it has the potential to get a little rougher for Eternal Fire. They always manage to make dust too close, though, at a bare minimum. So let's see how they get on. They've got a CT side start, Team Spirit. They've thrown in this early Xbox smoke and it grouped up outside along. A little bit of control down in lower for Patsy. And there's the attempt at the opener. It's a dink onto Woxic. That's going to force a lot of respect out of this A-hold. They've had to go back and play within the confines of the site. And so all that info, it's a real asymmetry right now. They don't know what's happening at long. And they've had to concede mid.
Oh, Xantares on the corner. It's Calix to help him out. Has to fall off. Another dink comes through, and Patsy's half health, but he's still going to commit with it. Spirit, they are in for a penny, in for a pound, but that flank on long is coming in. No one's watching. Backstab. Magix gets one. They climb over the top, and it's confusion for Eternal Fire. Don't know where to look. Up, down, left, right, behind. They're everywhere. Bomb still needs to make it in. Smoke to fake out Dexter's position. Patsy doesn't need to fight. He just needs to get that stick off. Get it for Cat if he can. Magix is still causing a problem. And lovely shooting for Magix will lock in that pistol round there for Spirit. I think they are definitely favored on the map, to touch on this veto, Harry. I think they are going to be very happy to play their third Dust 2 in a row in another BO1. We saw that G2 matchup yesterday. They pulled it all the way back from 14-4 to overtime. Yes, they lost it, but a damn commendable attempt on that map against G2. So Spirit, pistol round taken, and Eternal Fire's work cut out for them.
All right, Woxic running amok, trying to get stuck in down at lower. He's got a teammate up on Cat with the nade. That's wow. Oh my God, the nade isn't needed. That's ridiculous out of Woxic. I said that it feels like he's not as flary as he used to be, but he's certainly still got that ability to pop off. And I mean, a scout shot like that to open up this shot. I was so unprepared for the The flick that he just hit up onto the boost. Okay, I don't think Patsy was ready for that either. A man down now for Spirit. This force buy for Eternal Fire starts off nicely.
That's one way to do it, man. Double scout can be dirty. Spirit want to try and avoid the snipers. They're going to walk into B, trying to fake out his chopper. What a flash. Look at the reaction. Emor's moved away. He sees the smoke come over there and drops his own. He's going to try and lean into the mid side, and that will actually deny Spirit the entrance. They really wanted to go. That was the last bit of utility, but now they feel too predictable. And they might be. Calix is even pushing out on long. A very audacious play to make it a 5-on-4, but he has found the gap, and he has hit that perfect timing. Back's turned. Deagle back to middle. Nice shooting for Xantares. And a 5v3 when Calix is already called. There's another man.
Yeah, they know all about him. He thinks he's being sneaky. Now they try to get into B, but this is where the UMP Scout combo resides, and there's that wrap for Calix, nailing Chopper. Magix is left saving. He's out of there. He can't play for this one, and so Eternal Fire are going to steal it back with this force buy, getting the upgrades in, keeping 4 alive, although I say that pretty tenuously. They're fighting for this, and Magix going to go down. I think that was just before the timer expired, so luckily enough, we're all well and good. You know, a little bit of money made. Well, you know, little bit of money made, like bare minimum amount of money made.
I think if they just recommitted into B right there, they would have probably won the round, right? They were panicking that Eternal Fire would be pulling rotates with, you know, that smoke in the B site, but all it did was split Spirit up and just let them walk into that flank for Calix, which was perfectly timed. Eternal Fire, now they've got everything to play with. Oh, we've got the lineup here for Magix. He's going up and over, boosting on the box. We love it. Rop style.
Spirit are already down the catwalk, fast out middle. Yeah, Des said we were in for a bit of a speedy game. We were in for a bit of a fast one, right? We know that Chopper was kind of the guy behind the old Mach 10 rush. Really was the one who brought that into the limelight, the power it has. And while they try to go quick out into middle, there they meet their maker. Their maker looks a lot like Xantares, and he's lit them up as they tried to get out. Siren's very, very low here. Can't withstand a skirmish in middle. Somehow slips on by. And so right now, there's a potential gap to get into this A bomb site. Maybe a chance at a plant for Spirit. All in all, it would go a long way.
That gap is closing, though. The window of opportunity is about to be finished. Xantares wants a headshot angles, and he'll take him 2. Both kills coming in. And the late long lurk for a Glock is about as inconsequential as you'd expect. This is going to be a 4 alive round for Eternal Fire, and things are feeling fantastic right now. Given this was a pistol for Spirit and a force buy win, it's flipped the game completely on its head. You know, everyone's comfortable here on Dust 2, but despite that, Spirit still favorites. We definitely saw the inexperience yesterday of some of these players. Like Patsy has been a very, very powerful player, but we all remember that 2v1 Nico Deeg where he's the one facing window with a Mach 10. You know, little things like this, maybe nerves, maybe overconfidence. G2 is certainly the team to punish it. The question is, will Eternal Fire?
Well, Spirit, I was wondering what the game plan was going to be here, right? They saved like a decent chunk of money on a few players. Dexter was the only guy who put a bit of cash in. And so they've come in with this force buy to try and get back on the board early. Kind of need it to find success, and you would have loved to double up for Siren there, but the trade is good. Eternal Fire get it back into a 4-on-4. Dexter wants to go hunting for guns, but if Emor's made one thing clear, it's that he's not in a giving mood. He's picked up a second smoke to keep them out of the upper tunnels, but he will start to vacate the area. That mid smoke, that one smoke down on the Xbox, along with that one drop by Eternal Fire in the double doors, has denied a lot of vision in middle and made them a little bit paranoid.
He's holding a molly now. It's far preferable, right? He can react and throw it on the fly, and it will deny Spirit. If he holds the smoke and they don't want to respect it, they don't have to. He's solo B right now. The molly will force a bit of respect out of Spirit. There's no smoke for it. They throw it over the top. There's his molly. It's too deep, though. They're already out. First kill comes. Emor doesn't know they're swinging him from both sides. Left, right, good night. He's gone. Bomb picked up, but Calix is still here at the window trying to challenge the plant. Doesn't want to run the gun. The flash almost lets him in. It blinded Patsy, but instead he'll get the stick off, and this will be a retake.
Yeah, don't have too much time to get comfortable here if you're Spirit, right? They're kind of trapped within the confines of the site right now. Flash over. Woxic is the guy to try and set up Xantares and Calyx. Flash goes in. No one's blind up close. And they go pushing out. They run the gun in middle. Calyx in the 1v1. Dexter left to beat. And he can't quite get it over the line. Spirit with the Force Buy are going to deliver. They get themselves a second. They get past the Molotov in the tunnels and they run it into B.
I was getting flashbacks in Eco, right? Just Calyx in the door. The peek from window for Patsy. It was good, though, this time. It was just trading those players, setting up util in middle. Really nice. Almost picks up the 1v2 this time, but Dexter keeps it alive for Spirit. Nice B explosion. Awkward for Emo, right? Holding the molly, throwing it way too deep, and Spirit just don't respect. They had no smoke. They couldn't have done anything about it. If the molly came out more shallow, they would take a lot of damage, but they just get a free B bomb site with a trade. And yeah, B retake's so difficult, as we know. So Spirit converts it. Already had a tendency to go B, as we've seen in these last few rounds here on the T side. Chopper, he loves a B site. Can't blame him. Woxy's got his AWP back for this next gun round. And we've already seen what he can do with a scout. We love a crowd pleaser. Patsy's doing his best.
Yeah, dude, I mean, you know, kind of throughout the RMRs, throughout this challenger stage as well, like, you know, we've got, like, these rising stars teams, and some of them very, very surprising, you know? Like, CIS squads always have a tendency to do surprisingly well here. I think Four's probably surprised a lot of people at just how good they've been. Woxic, lovely opener. Tech balls brushed aside nice and quickly. Magic's on the receiving end of this AWP. Woxic's even looking to get boosted up into this A bomb site. Now there is a scout on Dexter down in the pit, but he's not destined to fight Woxic just yet.
Xantares throws him an aid, he throws it right back. No, I've seen what you do on Vertigo. Keep it.
They've given him more. Again. They keep giving.
He's got a little treasure trove.
So Xantares is like a kind of new beast nowadays. He's kind of like the artillery of Eternal Fire. It's a very unique spot for him to be constantly the guy entrusted with these nades. I really get the vibe that he has been putting in a lot of work at coming up with these nade stack lineups where they can just drop him little barrages of utility. When we saw it on Vertigo, I was wondering if it was more map specific, right? But it feels like he's put effort in across the board to find these nade stack spots.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, unfortunately, it won't work in this round. They're long lineups, and the cat take is coming in for Spirit instead. Molly is nice. Woxy can get a shot off. He's holding. He's really trying, but he doesn't want to die in the fire. And Spirit now taking the catwalk with a late long lurk. Xantares will need to change his tune. Going back to the Molly. They will beat it. Pushing through the smoke. Xantares almost doubles up, but it won't count. Woxic's got to give up the bomb site. These smokes are giving a nice window of opportunity for Spirit to get a bomb plant in. It won't be for Cat, but it will be for Dexter Scout somewhat. However, there's util for this retake. Eternal Fire are favored.
Dexter's going to have to go wide on the plat if he wants to watch that. He doesn't want to get caught crossing out of the pit. So right now, he holds his ground. This could leave him out of position as the retake comes in. We'll have to wait and see. Patsy up close. Playing around this smoke, hiding himself in it. Oh, it's a double up for Patsy. Out of ammo, trying to grab that gun. Dexter's at least helped him out from down in the pit, and now it is just Woxic. Man at the helm of Eternal Fire, 1v2, and he's just going to write this one off, going to get out of there. Doesn't want to attempt it with the AWP in the retake. There isn't enough time, and he would have to win that fight onto Dexter in the post plant. They get out, and it is a wonderful round from Patsy to put that on the board for Spirit. It was him who wrestled his way past Xantares up the short side, and then, you know, it's sub 10 HP, goes on to double up in the post plant.
Dexter set him up perfectly, right? He threw that cross smoke from pit, and it you know, didn't feel like it was going to be massive, but then Patsy got full blinded, and it gave him just the right amount of cover to hide out in the smoke and to pop out with a double kill. So yeah, sick round out of Patsy. Definitely one of the guys that there's surprising stars that we've seen in this team across the RMR and here in the major as well. Where do these young CIS talents keep coming from? I'll never know. But we've got plenty. Right now, it's just going to be a B explosion for Spirit. Perfect round for it. The AWP back on long. 2 default pistols here. No hope for Eternal Fire in a round like this. Emor might not get checked, but even then, getting more than a kill is optimistic, and he's fully blinded. Not going to help, is it? Back of the site, xFlow needs to be headshot, but he'll deliver one out before he dies. It's good damage, but it's still a round for Spirit.
Yeah, and I like that, you know, they're just playing group with the AWP, playing like the bodyguard system, right, to make sure Woxic gets out. Spirit up with a fourth, and yeah, this is something that I think Eternal Fire are going to have to best at some point. They're going to have to put a stop to these B rushes for Team Spirit, right? Because you know a guy like Chopper ain't afraid to call one. You might not always be ready for it. You'll note like they don't do a tremendous amount of exec utility to actually kind of signal the play, right? It's not like you have the traditional, you know, doors smoke coming in or any sort of util that's really going to signal other than that quick pop out of the tunnels. It is just a collection of flashbangs that get them in.
Yeah, they haven't even started using like that dribble smoke that will sometimes force a lot of util out of CTs because
or
even
give you like the one way like
up
over the box, right?
You know, they've sometimes thrown this door smoke through the sky, through the rafters and B tunnels, but yeah, I mean, it's already a little bit in the back of Eternal Fire's mind. They've got to watch out for this play. They haven't even seen heavy long takes, so Spirit have a lot more to show in T-side already, but they're 4-2 up, boosting Dexter for this mid-peak. Oh, it's a good bait. Emor dies for Woxic just so he can get that trade kill. I mean, Emor didn't want to die, but someone had to peek, someone had to cross. That's a sick play for Chopper through the B Molotov, and this is what we talk about. It's certainly helped out by the mid-pick. It gives Spirit the freedom to rush B, and they get that perfect entry to take the round. It's immediately forced Eternal Fire to save. They don't want to go back to this B bomb site, and so Spirit win 5. What a way to do it.
2 reasons for that immediate decision out of Chopper to just go B, right? One is obviously you kill one of the B players. You know that Emor's been this constant guy over towards B. That's kind of the obvious thing. But also Dexter, when he's holding mid, the whole idea behind that bait and switch was to kind of delay the mid peak, try throw the timings off. You hope that that makes Dexter fire a shot. You were kind of hoping it didn't kill Emor, but you know, even the fact that they kind of delay the crossing is reason enough for Chopper to go fast out of the tunnels, right? It's common that they're going to be there, you know, just a second or so late, but it makes all the difference. It means that xFlow isn't actually in the bomb site. They kind of know that at that point with a late cross, he's got to be watching it from the door or maybe from the window. And Chopper just runs it down. So, yeah, you know, the B site's kind of becoming a bit of a problem early on for Eternal Fire. And it's something that a lot of teams versus these Chopper-led squads have struggled to put a stop to. Woxic and the gang have now got to come up with an answer to this problem.
Yeah, there's certainly no map like Dust 2 where it can just be as, you know, maybe Inferno, you call Dust 2 the big Inferno, but, you know, at least Inferno, you have a lot more options in those choke points to shut down B takes, right? You, as a CT, you can just cycle utility with dropped util as well. You know, B on this map's a little more difficult to hold because mid to Bs are an option. My God, B&E are slamming Imperial into the ground right now on the B stream.
Hey, they're almost done.
Yeah.
They're almost done with their first map. We're like 7 rounds in.
But, yeah, that's if Chopper keeps doing this, if they keep going for mid-peaks, Eternal Fire are going to have to use utility. We've seen some teams not want to waste, quote-unquote, waste utility on the doors cross, but I think it's still a necessity versus a fast AWPer and a team that's inclined to go for spawn boosts, which don't really cut much off of your timings. It only takes 2 players. It's well worth it if you can get the pick. They won't do it this time. Dex is going to hold for the jump, but yeah, smoke down for Eternal Fire allows them to cross safely. They've learned their lesson.
Oh, out and long. Magix is not afraid to run the gauntlet. Double up from this A1S down in the pit, and suddenly Woxic is the only A-side defender left standing. With his AWP, he's out on the car. Mollied, gonna have to smoke that, and now they know where the AWP resides. They've got util to flush him out of here. There isn't a lot he can do. There's so many Molotovs still in play. There's nades. They start to rain in as well. Woxic knows that right now he is on a timer. And so he's got to try and get value out of this if Eternal Fire want to have any chance of winning the round. Gonna get out as the molly goes in. And at this point, Spirit are kind of scratching their head. Where did he go? They're spamming the car. They can't figure it out. And in this time, a rotation's come through. Quite the rotation at that. 3 players here now for Eternal Fire.
Oh, God, he almost got caught. Chopper went really wide. Woxic shouldn't be alive, but Spirit know if they play their numbers right, they can still convert this round pretty easily. However, everyone's here.
Look at
Siren's
Siren.
lurking B, and that's not going to help at this point. He's hoping for a bit of aggro. It won't come through. Orp on the cross, Molly down, they're going to go through it, they don't care. Smokes give them open season into the site, good flashes. Emor doesn't try and escape to the short side, he will not make it. It's going to be Woxic, again locked out by Utility, trying to beat another Molotov. Oh, and it's a lurk down lower that catches him. Just xFloud now, and he knows his CT spawn is corrupted. Dear oh dear, can't even jump the planter, and he's going to try. Dead to the behind. Nice lurk for Siren. Spirit up to 6, and I love that slowdown, just giving room to the backstab.
I mean, now we hit a bit of a problem area. It's like what was once kind of your safe bet was if they came over towards A, you've got this duo of Xantares and Calix on the long side. You got the supportive element of like Woxic's AWP to lock down the long angles. Often that's been able to stand the test of time for Eternal Fire. Whoa. Well, now not even that's assured, and so Spirit really the guys picking up momentum right now. The ones feeling like they're in full control of this.
A really nice combo to take mid there for Patsy. He throws HE to create black smoke so the scout can't see him. He mollies Xbox and then he smokes the Molotov to insta-get up Catwalk. And look at the timing. It's all off guard for Eternal Fire. They weren't ready for a take this quick, unannounced. Nice shot for Chopper as he follows up. And yeah, this A site is cleaned up. And they're going B with a bomb. Eternal Fire trying to save. They're walking into the bomb. It's Spirit playing both sites at the same time, and they know what's good. They know what's up. Good Molly to trap xFloud. He's cooking.
Wait, he isn't.
He isn't cooking, but he
is
should be.
Eternal
Now he's
Fire.
cooking.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, nice try. Yeah, I mean, Spirit are winning rounds in the first 10 seconds, like 3 or 4 times in a row now. So these are really good round openers. They're keeping it fresh. They've hit both bomb sites. Now they're running down middle with knives out. Spirit have full control of this game at the moment. Double orb, though, is nice. It just didn't really step up on the last A play. Ooh, missed it. Emor, obviously previously an AWPer before he joined this team, gave up that main AWP role to Woxic. Far more accomplished, but Emor definitely a very flashy player in his own right. And that's one of the reasons I never thought we'd see this Emor in this squad. But it's cool to see him give up his preferred role to a more experienced player, and still show us the AWP from time to time. Still pull that out. Very effective with it, but right now not being given those fights. Spirit have gone back into a far slower default. Nice nade for B, gonna catch Siren. Not much he can do there. But Spirit can always join him later.
Even seeing, that mid smoke that allows like a CT swing come in is gonna make you a little nervous if you're Eternal Fire. Right now, for all you know, there could be a Spirit player out ahead of these mid smokes, ahead of that door smoke even, just kind of lurking around the mid area. So Eternal Fire still try to get ahead of this, right? They think that smoke in the door and then falling back into a triple A lean going to give them the staying power they need in the event this is an A-side exec, but it doesn't look like it is for Spirit, right? They've had Siren waiting in tunnels since the start of the round, and now they look to follow through on a mid to B.
The back turn!
They go running in. They're not looking at the tunnels. They're not ready for this right now. Siren tries to make a play, but that's where Emor trades him. Now, combat AWPing in the site, and it's Emor with another. Eternal Fire. They will get that one back under wraps. Finally, they break this streak that Team Spirit have embarked upon. Looked like a lot was going to happen there, right? They threw the Team Spirit threw the full A-side exec in terms of, the cross smoke at Cat, and they followed it up with a CT smoke as well. That blocks off the vision of all those A players in that mid to B. So it really did just come down to that B hold out of xFloud and Emor, and they're able to rise to the occasion. Nice. They're able to get it back under wraps. It was a great strat, great call out of Team Spirit. But it's well handled by the B defense, and so finally you've got a little victory to ride on the back of now.
Yeah, Dexter definitely knows he hit that cross shot as well. Sometimes you just get the feeling like, yeah, I've tagged him. That B player is very low, and something we should keep in mind later in the round, trying to abuse him. xFloud again playing close tunnels, so he's not nadeable. He will have to swap to play util and play B anchor. Emo's been pulled into mid with this double AWP. Dace is patient. How patient, however. Flick up. Oh, he's seen him. The smoke's a problem. Woxy goes wide, and he hits the headshot. That's not the AWPer, but he'll take what he can get. 5 on 4 now, and smoke's come down. Spirit can't explode off of that kill. They'd love to. Antwerp's getting set up, but he probably won't commit to the wide open space. Wants a bit of cover at Goose or Sight. Emo's pushed deep B. eternalfire, this is a really good position to be in. They've got a lot of information. They've still got this AWP on the A site. Emo might be left retaking here, but as long as they can thin the herd of Spirit on this execute, it should all be fine and dandy.
Woxic is super wide here.
Oh,
they dropped a man in, but that's where Woxic fills the void. Oh, another out of this AWP. All right, Woxic's feeling it, man. You can tell he's got the tingles in his arms. He's ready to go. And that little double kill, man, that sent Spirit out of there. Their A execute, it falls apart, falls on deaf ears, and they're left saving. It's another round for eternalfire, trying to build back into this one. Right now, they're second in a row. And it's got to come as a real bit of relief, man. Throughout the entire, streak that Spirit were on, they're able to chain all these rounds together. And it felt like, no matter if you had the read, if you had pieces in the right place, the round would still get stolen away. It would still get stripped away. Spirit would still break you down. And so finally, in these last few, finding their footing again, starting to get in control of the money, starting to try and get back in control of the game. eternalfire, this is suddenly an all-right spot to be in, honestly, and a recoverable first half ahead of them.
Sure, that's true. My worry comes down to that second half, more so because we saw Spirit 14-4 down on the CT side of Dust against G2, and they pulled some incredible comeback. On top of that, it's going to be a true test of Woxic's in-game leading on that T half, in a half that we know Spirit are very potent on and have a lot of things to show us, a lot of nice setups, a very strong AWP player who even 16-1 Astralis on this map. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to like Spirit on the CT side here, and eternalfire, we'll see them tested later on. If not already. Nice pick from Chopper. Again, just throws himself out long and shoots Calyx as the smoke blooms. Woxic in the open, really trying to stop this pit drop. It's often flashed, but they get lazy with it and try and jump in for free. He will be there to deny. Good flashbang will get them in, but Emo has re-aggressed. There's 3 CTs here. There's a double orb. This is an absolute mess. It's madness, and it's murder from Magix as Xantares peeks in too far. Emo trying to escape. Woxic with a blind shot through the smoke, and somehow eternalfire have come up good in that long control.
Yeah, they try to meet the aggressiveness of Spirit with aggressiveness of their own, and that's something that very few people would gladly attempt. Chopper now attempting to reroute, but down into middle, runs the gauntlet into xFloud, and now that bomb going through lower, it's heard. They know someone could be out in this B site already. They don't have the timing. The smoke in the door sounds the alarm bells. I mean, now they're going to wait. You could elect to try go through as you hear that tap on the bomb, but I imagine they're just going to wait, play the 3v2, let Woxic get set up over here in the tunnels. If he wins this fight, it's massive, but instead Siren is the one to come out ahead. Now it's him and Magix inside of the site fighting together. They've got this crossfire set up. Siren just ducking down, trying to play around the timer on this bomb, letting Magix take that first contact before he reveals his hand. Now going to swing up. The contact's been made. Siren with the chance. It's a lot of damage, and he is able to get it over the line. A hat trick for the guy. And Siren gets that round on the board for Spirit. Him and Magix play that one to perfection in the 2-on-3.
Really nice bait for Siren, like tucks in as long as he can. He's being held the entire time, and then Magix gets the first kill. And as soon as Magix gets a kill, boom, Siren, or gets the damage off, Siren can just pop his head out and get both kills. He forced the turn for both eternalfire players. That was really nice for Siren. Seeing a lot out of this guy, right? Patsy is a typical entry player, Siren more of a lurker, and yeah, a lot of impact from the two of them as well in their first major. Sick, good shot. That molly just pushed him wide enough to take the fight. Siren's out of the round immediately on the long side, and Spirit might just go back to what's comfortable at B.
This game, more than any other Eternal Fire game I've got to cast, is giving me like vintage Woxic vibes in these last few rounds. He's taking a lot of wide angles, a lot of weird angles, a lot of ones that, you know, only a kind of AWP like him could look to take.
Ones where you have to hit the shot.
You have to, right? Yeah, it's like there's no second chance. And I feel like he's kind of moved away from that safer style we were attributing to him from other games that have just gone by. So kind of cool to see him try and roll back the years, and it's certainly spurring on the rest of the gang, right?
On that point, it's more like T-sides where he isn't at the front of the pack, where he is a little bit more passive because he wants to play the late round. And also, when you have this team, these players, it's not like the AWP needs to be that opening piece. You have Xantares, you have xCloud, you have Calyx. Like, these guys are great round beginners, and Woxic, the longer he lives, the more effect he can actually have as an in-game leader in the late round. So, yeah, there's certainly value to that as well. But CT Dust 2, Woxic is going for any fight he can, and right now he's getting the better end of the stick.
So this is looking like a very drawn-out save, right? And it makes a lot of sense. If these 3 players specifically stay alive, then you're good to invest in the following round. So Spirit will have another go at it, but this round was decided solely on the back of those kills that are Woxic and Xantares. Patsy and Siren, the 2 latest additions to fall out of the round. So this one just slips right on by. Oh, it's kind of a rough spawn as well. It's not like you really have some crazy peak. Really, the only thing that's opening you here is the mid peak. I'm assuming that's what Patsy and Dexter are going to look to do right out of the gate. Dexter's been pretty good at tagging or hitting or finding stuff from this cross. Whiffing the jump is far less than ideal.
They're smoking it though. Eternal Fire have cottoned on. They've really started to just use utility to guarantee the B cross. You don't want to get, you know, again, get picked and then have Chopper just run through your molly at B. Instead, it's out mid. Nice shot for Emor. We said he was flashy. Let's get our taste of the action. Molly into the middle. Chopper's still committed. They're even boosting up Xantares' rifle here to deny a mid to B, but it's all just through the tunnels instead.
xCloud, normally a great anchor player, but he's got a lot on his plate right now. He is all alone. Drops the bomb. That's not just info, but it slowed down the push. Siren's able to trade that at least. Does take one to the dome in the process. Eternal Fire in this 4-on-3 retake.
This is terrifying.
Low man. This util would love to find, but all the offensive util bars Xantares' molly has already come through. Woxic has once again got this flash for the B-side retake, right? Saw him lob it in last time from a very similar position. Spirit, they made it clear they like pushing this window, so right now he's holding it. They smoke off the tunnels, and Woxic now ready with the flashbang and send the rest of the guys in. Up, over, in it goes. Siren dead. There he is, the low HP player gone. Now the AWP from the tunnels. Dexter's trying to make it happen, but he can't flick back in time. It's a good attempt. Couldn't have asked some more out of Dexter there, right? Rough spot to be in, maneuvering around that tunnel smoke. But it is Eternal Fire stealing it away. And finally, you know, getting this B site even under control. So we kind of have this situation where all these little things that Spirit felt like they had in the bag, they had in their back pocket, starting to get taken away from them.
Yeah, comms really clean in these rounds for Eternal Fire and in that B retake especially because, you know, they're a man up. They finally get to actually attempt a favored, if you want to call it that, retake. And their util so clean. The smoke to force Dexter out of position. Great Molotovs make players on the site go wide, and then even flashes to supplement. Just really clean retake utility. They don't panic, they don't rush it. Spirit will, though, right out long. And into the mow down. Calyx almost gets 3 kills. My goodness. Puts the other 2 on their last legs. Gun's getting cycled and juggled, but right now it's the upper B aggro that could be a problem. Chopper's holding this. Did he get any info? Did he spot? Don't know. They're still committed on long. He's checked his flank, but as far as Eternal Fire are concerned, they're confirmed to all be out long right now. They leave xCloud in position just in case Spirit late rotate, but they feel like they've cleaned up their backline enough. Xantares again left with nades on this bomb site. And with low players done by Calyx, this is even better. Great util dropping. This could be a problem.
I want them to come long because I want to see what the idea behind this nade stack is. I mean, I know it is just to nade the players coming up, but He's getting in a very specific little safe angle for it. I want to see the fruits of his labor.
Let's get fruity, because they're coming.
It's on a timer, though, and he's got to do this really on, like, feeling. How good is Xantares feeling? Oh, he's feeling, thank you. There's the nade going in. It's only one, but it's a bit more damage. Still, Magic's double opener. Xantares caught with the smoke out, trying to drop it to give himself a favorable fight in the site. And now, xFloud's all alone. Magic's might have been low from the nades from the fight early at long, but that has not stopped him. And now it is just this lone B player left in this retake, 1v3. He's at least gotten close. Right, the ramp fight is there. It is available. He will take it, but the jump up is where Chopper bests him. And so Team Spirit are able to claim one more before the half is laid to rest.
I'm all on board with the Xantares nade train, but he did bungle it there, Harry. The first nade was great, but then he flashed the corner. He meant to smoke it. He pulled the wrong nade. Either flashing the ramp is fine, but he just threw it where the smoke was meant to go, close on the bomb site, and then he tried to replenish it after. By that point, they'd already crossed. They were a walk contact the entire way up long. And, like, don't get me wrong, his awareness is so great. The second he sees Util come out from pit, he knows they have to be close. He would have loved to get a second nade in, but just doesn't have enough time to get all that util out. Really cool ideas, though, out of Eternal Fire. But Spirit with a commendable T-side on Dust 2. And this is where they do their best work on the CT half at times as well. It's what they did against G2 yesterday. So I'm a little worried here for Eternal Fire. If they don't come rip-roaring out of the gate on this T-side, it's an Xbox smoke. They're going to be running up cap with it, leaving Woxic on a late long lurk. Triple setup there for Spirit. And with pot shots for Dexter, nothing will connect. They make it up cat.
Oh, they might make it up the catwalk, but they don't take all the space. This is looking like a bit of a fake. They've shown a hand over at long. They threw the Xbox smoke in and they made a lot of noise going up the catwalk. I think really you're probably hoping that a bit more of this was heard, a bit more of this was seen. But because Spirit with 3-2 between the sites with mid open, never really saw the Xbox smoke. Still, they get out, they get past Dexter. Emo can't follow up. Siren trapped in at the site, will get traded after one.
Oh, that's a bomb. Only just made it in. They've got the kit. It's temptation enough. It's a pistol round. You don't want to save. Chopper with a flashbang, but there's enough players tucked in that this flash isn't going to have the effect that they would hope to. Chopper won't even throw it. He's just dueling into the bomb site. Beautiful headshot for xFloud. Tunnel's flank is taking its damn time, and there's no time left on this train. It's Eternal Fire pulling up to the station with the 7th round.
Playing for exits, he'd love another, but he'll take the fact that his armor's nice and undented. So now you get that cheaper reinvestment. You love that. Oh, that's that replay of the Chopper one tap. Man, dude. Like, you know, it's not even like he was kind of holding for it. That was a proper flick back onto the angle once he registers the jump.
I always wonder why players don't jump more and then I sit around like that. I'm like, yeah, that's why.
That's why they don't do it.
Not even naked. Yeah, Dex has been fairly quiet, but T-side up, there've been a lot of B rushes, a lot of long takes, so haven't really seen him posted up in pit much to go for Apex, and even when he has been, Eternal Fire weren't facing the bomb site.
Yeah, a lot of his fights essentially came down to like, are you winning the mid-doors fight?
Yeah.
You know, are you getting the mid-doors fight? And I think a few fumbled boosts at the end kind of limited the amount of impact he was able to have, right? Because if you remember early on, he was a real nuisance at always tagging or killing that crossing player.
But CT side's nice taste test. Woxic had a lot of impact with his, so hoping for some multiple rounds with Dexter. Good flash, but they do blind their teammate with it. Chopper was still fighting, and so he couldn't help Patsy on that swing. He's still stuck here. They know it. Smoke down. Eternal Fire say, fine, have it. Keep your 5-7. We'll take the round. They go back to B.
Yeah, they got the util to go mid to B. Oh, they trade a smoke in at the doors. Spam is good, but it's not a kill. Ooh. Siren will win one.
Way.
Ooh,
no way.
Big shot. Uh-oh. Woxic gets it back under control. That is so important, man. This so quickly could have gone awry if the bomb got cut loose over in the tunnels. Luckily enough, He's course corrected, and now we're back on track for an Eternal Fire round. Spirit should just be left saving here. There's a gun up on the catwalk they can look to grab. I think that was juggled out of there. It wasn't, so you get the Galil on Chopper. Got the scout for Degster. Chance to do something in this follow-up round, right? Not really guaranteed, but you've at least got a little bit of power.
This is tightening up, though. Obviously, waiting for a full buy for Spirit, but Eternal Fire, some sticky situations, and they're getting themselves out of it. Don't overcommit to cat taking and running into that triple setup with flashbangs. Calix keeps his AK, very important as well, just having 3 up at the end of the round. So, no exits. This gap is closing. One more eco before Spirit get to show the full oomph of their CT side.
One of the things that's been, like just really cool to watch, talked about it coming into the game, but I wanted to talk about it a bit more because I feel like we've definitely seen it get better and better, is the Woxic IGL, man. Like, I just think in terms of the calling, it's not like he does anything like super mind-blowing. I just feel like less mistakes are made across the board in these games, right? No longer do you kind of have like these rookie fumbles as often. This should be an Eternal Fire round with only one man actually in the sight, although Emor's swinging the knife. Don't get ahead of yourself, son. Oh, Patsy with the 5-7 up in the windows, drop the bomb. Could get weird, could get wild. He's burning alive, but that's not going to help him. Magix finds one through the smoke, and we end up in this awkward 2v2. Eternal Fire thought they had this. They were knife out. They were laughing all the way to the bank, it felt like. But they're overdrawn. They're in their overdraft. Bankers said no, credit checks getting ran. And now the bailiffs are at the doors. 2v2 as Spirit start to move in for this retake, a round that they were never meant to win. It's now right here for the taking. Patsy, he's a barrel. No. It's baited him in. Xantares peeking out just on a feeling, just on a whim from the car. Has sealed the deal on that round there.
It's crazy how much view Patsy has of the entire site, but he can't see a single player, right? That cover is perfect for Eternal Fire. Great post plants, and Xantares just getting curious, pokes his head out from behind the boxes, and spots that player sneaking wrist. He was definitely calling to Magix, yo, we got to clear this guy on big box. And then see what happens. Nice try on a very low econ round. They make that look winnable for a second. Siren unchecked. Magic's smoke shot, no scope. But ultimately, it was all coming down to the rifle rounds. I like how decisive Eternal Fire were against pistols and scouts. Just going for B-rushes, going for quick takes. But how's it going to be now that we have everything to play with? Dexter has to start strong. That much is a necessity to the CT side now. He's back on the bomb site, laying up long flashes. Eternal Fire don't take it, though. Conceding that control early, they've got to run their default.
I mean, it's in this first go round. This is where I'm looking at Degster. And I want to see something out of this AWP like right away, especially if he's dealt this A play. He's in the right place with it at the right time. This guy, there was a period where it looked like he was just going to be this breakout AWP star. So let's see if he can get back to it. Right over here at long.
How he goes.
Degster swinging it wide, wanting to take these fights. And, with good reason. What? It's very confusing. Emor, what are you shooting at? There's nobody there. He's shooting at Ghost. He's fighting the invisible man. And Degster will be there to take him down. Woxic now left in the 1v4. It's already too far gone. It's already a done deal, it feels like. Going all the way back in a T-spawn, but guess who's here? Chopper might be 5 HP. Still deadly as ever as he holds for that AWP to come rotate back round.
Oh, what a mess of communication, of audio cues, hiding enemy AWP shots.
Reminded me of like the Taco screenshot on Cash.
Everyone jumping.
Like the one where Taco just look it up in the air, jumping. Oh, look at this.
I don't know how he lives. The late long peak as well. Emor's just spinning around. Dancing in the long smoke. Dexter somehow gets away with it. That will do. That will certainly do, Harry. Those shots can be the hardest to hit, but he doesn't panic. And now Woxic, AWP back into this broken buy, and we said ourselves, Spirit's rifle round was when the true test would be apparent. Eternal Fire could not field it. Magic's v Calyx, and Calyx being very loud on this long control. All this does as well is, even if he doesn't commit holding long or round, is Magic's won't push. He knows he's a player at cart, and so he's not hungry to feed this waiting T. From lower to cat, no Xbox smoke or hinge either. They just gamble it and they get away, knowing this AWP is likely back on that A-bomb site. They're correct. Spirit not bothered with a double AWP. Just letting Dexter hold down from car side. It looks like a full cat take. Double smoke and a couple of flashes to get him in.
And Dexter is holding this line, though, from the car. He's going to have an angle as they try to cross into the site. And the more damage he can do, the more he can peel their attention away from Patsy, the better. Because over here, Palm Tree flash goes high. Oh, and it's a good one. Doubles up, puts a stop to the cat play. The bomb now out in the open. Ducking down, trying to crawl under the crosshair of Dexter. And XFlab will get into the site at a bare minimum, a chance at the plant here. Gonna try his hand at the wall bang, but nothing connects. And XCloud is armed. He's dangerous. He's got this bomb down. Planted for Woxic. They've boosted Dexter up to give him an angle into the site. The molly is going to force either a swing out of Woxic or he's got to respect it. And as he gives it respect, the round is just stolen away right from underneath him. He's playing for damage at this point. There's no winning this round. They're already on it. He's got nothing he can do, and he will get out with the AWP at least. I actually like that decision from Woxic. Like, you're probably not going to win the 1v4, but now you at least get money. You got yourself the AWP out of the round with money made, a chance to do it all again here in this one.
Yeah, it's just so constricting in that post one as well. Look at these shots for Dexter on the cross. XFloud had nowhere to go, hidden out on default, or hidden out of the back of the bomb side, just tucked in. The second he uncrouches, he gets killed from CT. And right now it's all going to plan for Spirit in this CT side. A decent first half, but this is where they can truly run away with things. Tack coming in for Eternal Fire. And the true test of Woxic's T-side calling again is coming in. Like, how do you save yourself from this matchup where Spirit are so well drilled in whatever you're going to throw at them, they're going to have a protocol in place to respond. Now up by 2, rifle rounds have been clean. Eternal Fire with another bomb plant is temptation, but just as saved AWP around pistols. Oh, that's nice. On the jump as well.
Okay, this is very ballsy. This is versus pistols. If this AWP gets dropped, it's not going to. Nails the shot with Dexter and Patsy both fighting mid. Bro, the AWPs are getting aggressive. Crazy. To an eco round. Crazy. This isn't what's meant to happen, but they're getting all the kills. Oh my God, Emo.
You're dead, buddy.
Oh, but
he got it.
Oh, but that's as far as he goes.
Ace from the AWPs. Patsy with 3, Dexter with 2, and like you said, that's not how it's supposed to play out. Who pushes up cat with an AWP?
If you're ever in a
yeah.
If you're ever in a pug, like if someone's doing that, you're like, why'd you push with the AWP? What are you doing? But
well, they don't hit every shot.
Yeah,
in the pug.
but Dexter and Patsy, they're just on another level. They see it all clearly. They go, now I want kills. I want them now. I want to pad these stats.
Just what? Despicable. Another cross shot. Woxic hits it again. Oh, even a leg at long. Oh, the damage has been laid thinly, spread like butter across both sides. But Spirit are the one who are daring. Deep through B, they've already cleared out the flank. They know this is A. Oh dear, you need a flash for that.
Yeah, that's trying to be way too cheeky.
They didn't have a flash.
Dexter's going aggro. Oh, another out of this AWP.
No way.
Deary me, he's tearing through them with Patsy here again. The AWPs are looking to win the round. Magic's is there to get the last. But it's the AWPs with all the glory. And I tell you what, while this double AWP for Eternal Fire might have been nice, it might have had its moments, it might have been where they found the majority of their CT rounds, it did not carry the same impact that we've had out of 2 rounds of the Dexter Patsy double AWP.
What's great is when you, especially like last round in the lower tunnels, as soon as Eternal Fire heard Dexter shoot his AWP in middle, they immediately swung lower, and that's when they ran into the second AWP. It's the same here on long. You hear Dexter fire off, you swing him instantly. You know you have that bit of a downtime while he's cocking the bolt back. And what happens? You run into 2 on the same angle, both wide, off angles, in long, and both of them get kills. So really, really sick from Spirit. And as soon as you take down both orbs, Magic's one-taps you. Like, it's painful for Eternal Fire. And Spirit are just running wild right now with a double AWP. We haven't even really seen the B players tested. Siren's just been chilling, getting tagged on every cross, and they haven't exploited it.
He gets hit and he goes, well, thank God they never come to my bomb site, you know? Yeah. Will he tag him again? Yep. No, it's Chopper, but, you know, still a tag on these crossing players. 3 at B right now for the Team Spirit squad. You can get a very quick rotate out of Dexter's AWP to go and lend a helping hand. And so Eternal Fire might want to pump the brakes on what looked like it was going to be a B lean early on. They got this 1 smoke, 1 flash. I think they might try to mid to B.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But Spirit have read this. Like you said, 3B early.
And Woxic should have seen that. So that might change the game plan, right? Like, they've got xCloud in tunnels. It kind of looked like it wanted to be like a very bare bones mid to be early on. I'm really curious if they do commit to this. I don't know if Woxic realizes that this 3rd player also made it across and amidst all that madness. And this could be real problematic. Dexter scoped up on middle. You don't often miss these. Now with the swing. Oh my goodness. Hack right away. He's missed again. They run him down. Siren's dead. xCloud's out there. The tunnel. Might be a triple stack here, but now there's only 1 man left. He's been deleted as well. And it's Patsy and Magic's too far removed, too far away. They can't look to play into this one. Eternal Fire. They go in to the Lion's Den, but they're made of stronger stuff. That was a bunch of sleeping Lions, but they sleeping forever. Eternal Fire up on a double digits.
Yeah, I mean, you cursed Dexter there. You said he doesn't have a miss.
Why would I say it?
And then he misses 2 of the easiest shots of the game so far.
Like, he'll hit some, like, 180 onto a Emor that's shooting up in the sky, doing Beyblade actions, but on a guy just running in a straight line. That's 1 step too far.
Yeah, the pressure of knowing with each shot you miss, they're getting closer. The Barbarians are at the gate. The Tech-9s are just raring around the corner, terrifying. And no one is able to multi-kill, and the round just falls apart. They lose Woxic. Get the AWP. Get the AWP. They don't. That's a shame, but they've got the money, so it's fine. Either way, back on the board are Eternal Fire, trying to have a second coming in the second half. Trying to resurge after a 4-round streak from Spirit, all off these AWPs. Eternal Fire have risen again, but is it a flash in the pan, or can they continue it? Bishop trying to keep him in check, make sure that this was not a 1 round. And that, on its own, hoping they can build.
I was going to say, yeah. It was, it was 1 round. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about that.
I meant 1.
He's calling
O-N-E.
Not
W-O-N. But, it's crazy. They make words the same now.
That would be Word-on.
Word-on.
Yeah.
Got it.
Weird that's how we used to do letters phonetically. Do you know your abacadus?
Abacada effiga.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Not quite as impressive as what we're about to get here, right? Eternal Fire leaning out towards a long play. You've got to spawn on Woxic. Don't often get this. So here he is, scoped up early. Oh, if you give him the peek, he's going to take his chances. Flashes get him off the angle. Molly to clear out the blue bin. At this point, Spirit have full-on control. This is something they've been very, very good at doing as well, is taking like one of these avenues over towards A. Kind of setting up to take cat control early, or getting stuck in it long. It's denying a lot of real estate to Eternal Fire, making these A takes a bit of a nuisance, right? It's the whole reason why you kind of had that Dexter and Patsy crossover in the last A play with the flash and AWP kind of setup that was going on there.
Nice move from xCloud. He throws his entire belt into B, and it forces Molly smoke out of Spirit. So whether they go back into B or not, it doesn't matter. It means the retake utility is there, and that's really annoying. You'd love to smoke for a stick, but can they get into the bomb site? Good shot for Dexter on the corner. Good flash, and Emor's going to double up. That had to happen. He had the bomb on his back. That's the round if he dies. Now we can cross in. Centaurus has the cover from above. No double smoke.
One smoke
so the
cross.
Molly might work. He's going to try and throw the bomb across. Safe way of doing it. They assist him with a lot of utility, and Eternal Fire can get that plant along. Quick cat retake denied, and this might just be the round for the Turks.
Spirit's still creeping up, but yeah, it will eventually dawn on them. Maybe this isn't the best round to try and attempt. They've just got to back out. They've got to concede this one. Eternal Fire in with an 11th round. They're able to chain them together now. It's not a big issue for Spirit yet, right? It's not the biggest problem just yet that Eternal Fire have found these couple of rounds just slipped on by. You've still got the ability to reinvest. You can still lean into a double AWP if you want, right? You still have all those little luxuries that have really helped make this CT side what it is. But eventually, you know, if you keep leaning into the double AWPs, if you're only saving one of them out of the round, it's still going to come at quite the cost. Still going to start to have that money run out. And that could be Eternal Fire's way back in.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're putting up so much of a fight, right? We wondered what Walk6 T-side would be like, and right now seems to have protocols in place. Emo's coming alive on the long side with that AK. Keeping Spirit scared at B with these cross-shot tags for Walk6, and in that round, I said the util just lobbed in. Limits the retake of, utility available for Spirit. And so, bit of the test of the metal for Chopper. What's he going to give us? Insta long smoke. Fight middle. Wow, that molly reaches pretty far, but it doesn't matter when you hit headshots like that.
That's ludicrous. That is through a Molotov, through the smoke of a nade. Like, there's two things meant to stop it doing that. There's two things, and it was a jump peak. Like, I don't know. That just shouldn't have happened. That just shouldn't have gone down like that. But Dexter, tired of having fights dictated to him on Eternal Fire's terms. He takes one of his own early. In spite of everything that Eternal Fire put in his way to try and stop that exact thing happening.
So now it's about the mid round for Walk6 because they wanted to go for a B split. Maybe send Xantares late down middle with this B play, but they've completely pulled it apart. It's unraveled right in front of them, thanks to Dexter. And so we've got to see what they want to do elsewhere. Spirit have tucked into very safe setups. Siren close on the B corner, or on the B site for Dexter as well. It's a nice grenade, but at least Eternal Fire, what they've done here is outmaneuvered the AWP. They're going to be able to hit A into, lacking utility and no scope on the cross. This could be their way in. Bomb right now on long. Calyx needs to regroup with his team. He can't afford to risk it all on a solo lurk as they set up this attack. Magix wants to fight.
They're playing up close. It's a really nice spot, man. A lot of those flashes just go sailing on past him. Never ran the risk of getting blind. They might try to drop into a... it's a save. They're out. They're done. They write this one off. They say, you know what? Spirit earned this one. We didn't like how it started. We didn't like how it went. And they've just got to hold on to these guns. So Spirit, it's a flawless round. And suddenly, the big worry, the big way back in, obviously, is breaking apart the CT money, getting ahead of the economy game. Well, your hopes of doing that kind of out the window now. It was going to be close at best. And now with 5 alive, there's a lot of cash in those bank accounts for Spirit. Eternal Fire, it's going to be a real grind now if they do want to get back into this. And it feels like for Spirit, the advice in that little pause was try get Dexter more involved with this AWP early on. It's where he's found a lot of impact when they were winning rounds. It was only once we saw him kind of taper off, lean back towards A early on, and maybe look to be the guy at the crossroads that it's gone the other way. That is a quad mid-peak looking to come through. They're trying to take lower tunnels, and it's not spotted by Eternal Fire. They saw Dexter fight mid, sure, but that's really the extent of it. They do not know about these two players down in lower right now.
Okay, Walks going to the angle. But that's only because Dexter doesn't want a duel. And with this lower play, it's being held by Xflower. But again, this is the bomb on its own. This shouldn't be a go-to check for Spirit, but once they've cleared tunnel, where else do they need to look but T-spawn? This could be super awkward. This is the bomb fully alone right now. If they push further and find him, oh my goodness, they have no idea. And neither does he. They never made a step. He runs back to spawn. But the timing is good for Spirit. They're aware. They can still cut him off on long, Harry. This is insane. 4 players coming out through the long side. Util goes through. Dexter tries to change position. He's blinded. He's just committed to it. Wide in the open. As they try and bait the shot, they might run right into it. The bomb's made it to regroup with the pack. And Dexter just wants a kill. He just wants a 5-on-4 so bad.
Run boost to get Woxic out. Oh, Dexter though, fighting them every step of the way. It's a collateral out of that AWP. They need to move in. They got to go now. 30 seconds as the smokes are down. And even though Calyx trades it, are you ready for Magic? It's the second man. Gonna nail that shot, and it's all left onto Woxic. 25 seconds. And a round that feels too good to be true. He's out of there, looking to leave. And as he goes back, as he falls away, Siren looks to take the AWP out of play. He's wrapped from both sides, and that puts salt in the wound for Eternal Fire. They don't even get to hold on to that AWP, and Spirit are up onto 15.
Dude, Dex is amped up on gooseberries right now. Like, this guy's re-peaking every single time. I can't who gets a collat at long and then re-swings. He re-swings, Harry. He's like, you know what? 5-on-3? Nah, I want a 5-on-2. He does give up the kill, but it's just the constant aggression for Spirit. I don't even think this has come down to Eternal Fire. I just think Spirit have so much on the CT side, and even getting players in lower, they're clearing out upper dark. They just have so much info yet again. It's a very staggered B play, but Dexter's in lower already. He just finds the gap every time, but he doesn't want to stay there forever. That's fine. Dexter peeling back is better than nothing. Better than dying. And this has just been impeccable for Spirit. I don't know why teams want to play them on this map. I think teams are going to start to learn. Here's the other AWP, Patsy, committed at the back quad. And Eternal Fire are about to peek into a triple B setup.
Exactly, yeah, it's this triple B lean, man. They know Spirit and Chopper know better than anyone what these kind of rounds call for. It's a bit of a B play, but you don't get in. Don't get past Patsy. It's almost another collateral. He's done a lot of damage. Chopper, that's that last man, and he triples up. Team Spirit do it to him. They lock in Dust 2. They take it away for Eternal Fire. The comeback attempt is denied. They're going to fall down 1 and 2, and Team Spirit go up 2-1.
Oh, Spirit, man. This team on Dust 2 is something else. That 14-4 comeback against G2 yesterday on this CT side was not a fluke. They just look solid as a rock yet again on Dust, and Eternal Fire.